If you follow the Cody Roberts case and the person President Trump just nominated to head up the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the name might just ring a bell. If you said retired director of Wyoming Game and Fish, Brian Nesvik, then you're right. The three-decade veteran of the agency could ultimately now be responsible for the entire nation's wildlife. Now, back in June of last year, do you remember this? Nesvik was the head of the agency that gave Cody Roberts the $250 citation for sending Hope the wolf pup to the Rainbow Bridge. Nesvik and the agency taking the heat for communicating, or some would say not communicating, details to the public and issuing what many called a lenient fine. As for communications, there's a 12-year-old law in place in Wyoming intended to protect the identities of legal wolf hunters that didn't fit the description of Cody Roberts, who broke the law by whacking the wolf pup and not leaving the wolf pup where it was, but instead taking her home and then to the bar, and we know what happened next. As for the fine, and one of the investigators, longtime friend and warden Bubba Haley, he is no longer with the agency. Now, he was charged with DUI back in July, and as we were the only ones to report, the day after the incident, Roberts, Haley, and another man met at a diner, not in Daniel, but 10 miles away in Pinedale. A witness from the diner would later say that Bubba Haley allegedly told Roberts that he needed to shut up, delete his email, not take phone calls, and this was just the beginning and it was going to get big, explaining to him that he had no idea how much trouble he was actually in. The witness saying, quote, "It was very evident that Bubba knew exactly what had happened." Now, the warden who cited Roberts, we're told, had the authority to put him before a judge where Roberts could have faced up to $1,000 in fines and 6 months in jail if convicted. Again, that never happened. Just a $250 citation. As for Nesvik's retirement in September, just a few months later, I remember asking if it had anything to do with the Cody Roberts case, and I was told no, that it was a planned retirement. So what happens next for the former 3-decade-long Wyoming employee? Well, for him to get this job, it would have to be approved by the Senate. As for the Cody Roberts investigation, apparently it's still open and not shut.